Do you think Thailand is safe?
Yeah, I think Thailand is safe. We've lived here for quite a long time, and I have never feared for my safety here. But there are plenty of conversations, especially amongst tourists, that Thailand is unsafe. And although a lot of tourists complain of safety concerns, I can only really discuss it from an expat's point of view living here. So maybe let's look at some of the things we consider very safe about Thailand, and some of the things that we consider not so safe. Let's start with Thai people.
Okay. I'm Thai.
Yeah, I've literally put my life in Thai people's hands many times, especially when I first started traveling here. I traveled all around the country with, my students, Muay Thai students that I didn't really know, and they took such good care of me. And I'd say, in my experience, Thai people are honorable, honest, and benevolent. They believe in karma, and they're not looking to do harm to other people. I would say that hopefully encompasses people in most of the world, but in Thai people especially. So I would say when it comes to feeling safe around Thai people, I'd give that a thumbs up.
People really watch out for you too. People just helping each other.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I have nothing bad to say about Thai people. Thai people have always been very good to me. When it comes to violence, Thai people can be violent. We've witnessed violence here, but it generally, violence tends to find people that are actively encouraging it, either through their own bad behavior or they're getting involved in something they shouldn't. If you're not looking for trouble, it's very rare that violence will happen to you in Thailand. I mean, that's just my experience. If you are looking for trouble, there's an extremely good chance you're going to have violence happen to you, and it's not going to be good for you. It's not going to go your way. I don't care what a tough guy you think you are. You're going to have like 20 people beating on you, and you're going to wind up in taking the worst of it, for sure. But once again, most of the people that suffer violence here, the overwhelming majority, are inviting it through their own bad behavior. This sort of plays into the idea of natural selection. People that die by their own hands due to their own stupidity, they're going to suffer that wherever they are, whether it's Thailand, Cambodia, United States, Russia, it doesn't matter. When it comes to the laws, Thai people know the law here. The thing is, they don't always choose to follow it, and this is sort of the idea of personal freedom in Thailand, is that a lot of your behavior is sort of left up to your own choice. So you might know that you're not supposed to be driving on the sidewalk or on the wrong side of the street going the wrong direction. You might know this, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to follow that. And this is the thing you have to learn as a foreigner in Thailand, is that a lot of Thai people are always going to take that easy way. If they want to get somewhere, they're going to ride through the sidewalk. They're going to ride the wrong way down the street, and just expect it. Don't be shocked by it. You really have to keep your wits about you if you're driving or walking. I've almost been run over by motorcycles and cars on the sidewalk with just losing my presence of mind for like 5 seconds. This is something to keep in mind, and it can become a safety concern if you're not aware of it. If you're expecting to be in downtown Bangkok and say, oh look, it's a red light, I'm going to cross the street, and not even look, you're going to get in trouble really fast.
Yeah.
Because the cars and the bikes and God knows what else is going to be coming from every direction.
Yes.
And they're not going to stop for you if you're walking in the street. I mean, if they do, it's by sheer luck. Let's talk about, say, driving.
Okay, driving in Bangkok, especially if you not get used to, gonna be really frustrated.
If you're driving a car, it might be frustrating and you might have to be sitting in traffic. I wouldn't necessarily say it's unsafe as long as you're driving safely. If you're driving on a motorcycle, that's a completely different story. I think people that ride motorcycles in general in Thailand are a bit crazy. I like motorcycles, but here I just don't feel safe. In Bangkok especially, I don't feel safe on a bike. I don't feel safe as a passenger or a driver.
Well, I have to say, because of the traffic in Bangkok, sometimes if you want to get somewhere, you really need to take a motorcycle, taxi sometime.
Yeah, there's no better way to cut through the traffic. The problem is, you're dealing with traffic situation that's extremely unpredictable. And if you're taking like a motorcycle taxi, you're basically putting your life in a stranger's hands. I routinely have seen motorcycle taxi drivers in our neighborhood going to the 7-Eleven and drinking a couple of beers and then just getting right on their bike and driving. So, you know, forewarned is forearmed. If you're going to be driving, let's talk a little bit about the ways that other things might contribute to safety hazards. How about the roads?
The condition of those roads is not really that good either. So when you drive, try to be careful.
Yeah, the urban planning of Bangkok is non-existent. This city goes back a long time, and it was basically laid out before there were cars.
Right.
And a lot of the streets are not really designed to accommodate cars, and they have two-way traffic on a street that basically fits a car with like 2 inches of space on either side, and then you're going to have cars trying to pass each other. It gets pretty insane. Be prepared for these kind of things. How about outside of Bangkok?
Outside Bangkok also could be dangerous.
And the quality of the roads deteriorates in a lot of provinces
Right.
also.
Yes.
And this is something we run into all the time when we're on a road trip, is ongoing construction, trying to fix damaged roads that are beyond use, basically. Generally, the further you get outside of a major market, I'm not going to say outside of Bangkok, but the further away you get from a major city, any of the major cities, the roads are going to get worse and worse, to the point where some of them are going to be like dirt paths. If you're up in the north and you're taking a motorcycle around the mountains, it's beautiful, but it's also super dangerous. You might be renting this bike might have bad brakes, you might not be accustomed to driving the ups and downs of the roads there. Tons of tourists get hurt doing this, so be warned, get your driving commensurate with your skill level as far as what you're trying to take on. If you're not a good bike rider, don't try to conquer some deep mountain and valley road. It's not going to work well.
Yeah, trying to protect yourselves better.
Yeah, for sure. And in the rainy season, be real careful on the roads with motorcycles, not only because of the road being slippery from water, but after the water it tends to accumulate a lot of sediment, and people drop their bikes all the time going around curves because of sand on the road, loose dirt on the road. You can get in a world of hurt quickly. If you do get into some sort of trouble here, what do you think about the healthcare that's available?
I think the healthcare in Thailand is pretty awesome.
Yeah, I would agree with that. The medical system here is really well developed. In Bangkok, it's like excellent.
Yeah.
Outside of Bangkok, it's not as good, but there are still plenty of really good doctors and really good hospitals, even in the deep provinces of Thailand. I would not feel really frightened about being in the hospital here as a victim of trauma, especially. Thai people tend to get into motorcycle accidents and car accidents, and some of these wrecks are bad, and the doctors here are really good at saving people's lives.
You better buy travel insurance before you come to Thailand.
For sure, you definitely should have travel insurance. If you're an expat here, even living here for a limited length of time, you must have health insurance. There are a ton of expats here, and most of them are complaining that they get into some sort of trouble in the healthcare system. They decide to self-insure, and Thailand has gotten much more expensive. The cost of medical services is going up. Self-insuring is not a good idea here. I don't care what your limited budget is. Find the money and get yourself health insurance. Extremely important.
Let's talk about stray dogs.
And other animals in Thailand.
Yeah, soy dog. I think you probably heard about it. Plenty of dogs wandering around on the sidewalk.
Yeah, these dogs are in gangs. They're sometimes sweet.
Yeah.
Many times they're not. Occasionally they have rabies or some other very bad health condition. And it is very common here that these dogs have attacked children. One of the main dangers of stray dogs here is if you're riding a motorcycle, there's a really good chance at some point one will cut in front of you, and tons of people go down and actually get killed, not because of bad driving or because of drunk driving, but because of a dog. Soy dog cuts in front of them, they go down on their bike and they get run over by a car, or they go down, hit their head, or hit a pole. I mean, it just happens literally by the dozen every day. Keep your eyes out for the dogs. Besides stray dogs, you might come across monkeys. They are very rogue. They do bite. They do carry diseases, and they're extremely strong. They will damage your body. They will damage your property. If you're on a bike or in a car, they will break windows. They'll rip your antenna off, your muffler off. I mean, don't get monkeys pissed off at you. You know, if they're trying to get like your bottle of water or something, just give it to them. Monkey bites are extremely common in Thailand, and it'll ruin your vacation for sure.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the bus and bus driver here.
Yeah, one of the major sources of bad wrecks are bus drivers and truck drivers. Once again, these people have a bad reputation as using amphetamines to stay awake for a long time. If you look in Thai media, the number of accidents attributed to tour bus brake failure, and there is no brake failure. It's always human error. The people on the bus say the guy was doing 140 kilometers an hour in a bus that's supposed to be doing 80 in a zone marked 40, down a hill, and then rolls the bus off the side of a mountain. And it just happens all the time. The private tours, I think they have a lot less safety regulations compared to like a municipal bus driver that runs the same route day after day, knows the road. I just feel safer on a public bus compared to a tour bus. Tour buses have a really bad reputation. If you're living here, you might face the yearly pollution problem.
Of course.
Now, what do you think about the safety concerns of living anywhere, basically almost all of Thailand, but especially Bangkok, Chiang Mai?
Yeah, major big city in Thailand mostly come with pollution because there's many people living and a lot of cars.
The agricultural burning is a major source of the yearly pollution, which basically starts in Thai winter and goes straight through the beginning of the rainy season. And when it starts to rain and get windy and things, it tends to clear the air. We're entering that time right now, and the air is much better. For the past 3 months, it has been god-awful and unbreathable to the point where everybody's wearing a mask. We couldn't open our windows. It's quite bad. And for example, it's against the law for people to burn agricultural things within Bangkok city limits, from what I understand. But I mean, we look out of our condo and I see people burning stuff in their backyard all the time. So it once again goes back to that idea that people know the law, but they choose not to follow it. When you get outside of Bangkok, like especially in the north, where you have people harvesting rice, and when the rice season's over, they just burn everything that is not useful. Man, the air quality is just awful, really terrible. People get sick. So yeah, that's something else you will have to deal with. It's not necessarily a immediate safety concern if you're a tourist, but if you're an expat, for sure. Some of the quick things worth mentioning is, especially if you're a foreigner and you're tall, you have to watch your head. You will be walking in a lot of places where things are set up at the height that's convenient for Thai people. I am always in danger of poking an eye out, getting an electric socket, pressed against my head, getting a rusty nail stuck into my head. I mean, we go to a lot of local markets, even just walking around our neighborhood here, just to walk out of my condo. Really keep your eyes open.
In Thailand, you will see a lot of wired everywhere, all the cables. So when you cross over a path or a little bridge, so you be careful not really hit your head with all those wires.
Yeah, just generally watch your head. In closing, I would say, despite all the things we brought up, Thailand is safe. I mean, I'm American, and there are safety concerns there that we don't have here. So, wherever you are, you're going to have to know the hazards and how to contend with them. But my strongest advice for tourists and for new expats here in Thailand is don't do something stupid. If something's going to happen to you here, I'd say 90% of the time it's going to be your own fault. It's going to be you're looking for trouble, you're putting yourself in a dangerous position by doing something that seems super cool because you see other people do it, but you're not really analyzing, like, what if I saw people doing this in my home country, wouldn't I say, hey, is this safe or is this a good idea? Like, keep that same presence of mind about you here and you will be okay. When you see people that are doing crazy things and you just say, I'm going to do that too, you're really looking for trouble. And this is how tourists get killed. These are the people that wind up in the newspaper. Fatalities on motorcycles and paragliding and all this crazy stuff. Just don't.
everywhere you go, you have to try to be cautious.
Yeah. As long as you keep your presence of mind, I think you'll be fine here.